we used to go to Goose Bay and do what's called operational low flying. So we would normally fly around the UK at 250 feet, so that was the minimum. There are three places in the UK where you can fly lower and you can fly down to 100 feet. And after having got, I think it was 250 hours on the aeroplane, you were allowed to do an OLF workup. So the idea being you could ingress to a target at 100 feet. Okay. You go to Goose Bay and in Labrador, and you've basically got nothing for hundreds of miles around. So we would go and do our operational low flying training there. So we go out, get airborne from Goose, and you could spend the entire time pretty much at 100 feet, and you'd have to pop up for the recovery and then land. So you could do hours worth of OLF, whereas in the UK you'd have to go, you're running up and down LFA 7, for example, 7 Tango in Wales, which is actually a pretty small area. I was out my first Goose Bay. I was not eligible to do operational low flying because I didn't have the hours, but we were out there with 3 squadrons, so Harrier squadron as it was at the time, and me being the junior guy, it's like, yeah, we're going to go and do some Harrier refill. This is going to be exciting. What does that look like? So you've got your 4 ships. So I think I'm number 4. The junior pilots sit at the back, stick search report, keep your mouth shut. And I've got these 2 Harriers that are going to go and bouncers. So we're going to go off and hit our target, and they're going to try and stop us hitting the target, basically. So they're our air threat. And I remember I was in 3-bag fit. So on the Tornado, you've got 2 different sorts of fuel tanks. So you've got your 1,500 litre tanks, the small ones, and you've got your 2250s, which are your big ones, which you would generally use for transits, because it obviously carries more fuel, but you're a lot less manoeuvrable with the big tanks on. For some unknown reason, I was in 3-bag fit, so I had 2 1,500 litres under the wings and another one under the fuselage, so it's ferry fit basically. So I just had lots of gas that day. And I was the first one to run out of gas, so nobody else had 3 bags. So I'm getting chased down by this Harrier at one point, not really knowing what to do. So I'm split from the formation. They've gone, right? I'm never going to see them again. They're off to the target, and I'm running away from this Harrier. And the great thing about Goose as well is you could use afterburners over land, which you can't. You can only use that in the UK for safety reasons. Yeah. So I'm like, this Harrier's bearing down on me. And I'm thinking, I'm a junior guy, don't really know what I'm doing. I'm about to get shot down here, so I must preserve my honour. So I put the burners in, and we've done accelerating out from 420 knots up to 550, which is the limit in at low level, with the wings all the way back. So I've turned myself into a lawn dart, and I'm going up the clappers now. And this Harrier is now disappearing in the mirror, which is great, because of course the Harrier can only do about 480 knots. Yeah. What of course I hadn't really envied is the amount of fuel I'm getting through is significant, because I'm having to keep the burners in. So I put the burners in, take it out at 550 knots, speed slows down because I'm 3-bag fit, so I've got a lot of drag, put the burners back in again. So back and forth with this Harrier. And I must have gone for about 50 miles in the wrong direction, at which point I've then realised that, we're running out of fuel now, I better get home. So not only did I not hit the target on that mission, I was the first one back. I had the most amount of fuel, was the first one back, but I didn't get shot down. So I don't know. Maybe that's a win.
That's a win in my book.
Exactly.